Hey guys, if you wonder how to easily counter unscouted proxy stalker rush in PvP, you have come to the right place. In this short video, I will show you how to defend against such a build without even scouting it properly. So, the first game is against Grandmaster Protoss called Rage Weaver, and he's usually playing the proxy stalker rush almost every PvP on ladder, so you know he should be good at this. Let's start the game. The map is Heavy Rain, which is map where it takes a long time to scout your base and your natural. Of course, I recommend you to scout at least your own cliff and the natural mineral line, because if you don't scout this, you can get proxied like Parting got proxied against CJ Hero in Pro League. And of course, if the proxy gates are just under your ramp, it really complicates things. This video is meant to show you how to counter proxy stalker rush that is a little bit far away. You can see the Rage Weaver probe is here, and this is basically unscoutable position, because even if you scout your natural and even if you send the probe to your opponent's base, you will miss the gates every time. And since the standard metagame is based on one gate, 2 guesses, and no zealot and only 1 stalker, which is the current metagame in PvP, it's usually very hard to defend against such a stalker rush as this. But I will show you a nice trick on how to do it very easily, even against a better opponent with better micro. It doesn't matter how good or bad your micro is, it's only about build and strategy. As you can see, I scouted my natural. Now let's pause the replay. Imagine if the proxy gates were here, or maybe here, and imagine that you didn't scout them. That means the stalker will be in your base about, let's say, 6-7 seconds earlier. I think my build is viable even in those situations. Of course, it would be a little bit harder, but I believe it will still be doable. So, if you find on ladder proxy gates and cybercore right here, don't panic and try to execute this build. As you can see, I'm not sending a probe into my opponent's base, so I won't know about the proxy gates until the first unit reaches my base. My build is very much standard, 1 gate into 2 gas and heavy gas mining. I believe this is the standard play these days, because you want your mothership core as fast as possible, and then you either make a Stargate or Twilight, and from Twilight you either go to Blink or TPs. I believe this is the standard situation in PvP. Of course, you can do some other openings like 2 gate stalkers, or I don't know, maybe some tech like Stargate or Twilight before your mothership core. And this is quite risky, because if you make your tech before your mothership core, you can get probe scouted in other games than playing against proxies. Anyway, this is it. 5 probes and minerals, and right now, when the cybercore finished, I have exactly the amount of gas for mothership core, warp gate tech and 1 stalker. I'm chrono boosting the mothership core. Now, the first stalkers are in my base. With this proxy build, it can be either 2 stalkers or even zealot and then 2 stalkers. I've seen this before, and I will show you after this replay quite a different execution of the proxy gates. So, at this moment, you know what's going on. You see units that are too early in your base, and you basically don't have anything. What you should do now, if you play the standard build, that means you already have your mothership core out, you're basically very safe, because you will pull some probes, You will use your one stalker and mothership core, and you will chase those two stalkers. You will chase them as far as it takes. It doesn't matter that you lose the probes. You won't need the probes. If you're playing any other build, in which case you don't have the mothership core or you don't mine the gas with free and free, you immediately do that. That means you cancel what are you doing, and you make a mothership core, you chrono boost the mothership core, and you start heavy gas mining, and that's it. So I will lose some probes now. Obviously, what's the most important thing? To don't lose your mothership core. If you lose the mothership core, the game is over. So I use maybe too many probes, and I thanks some damage with the mothership core, but that's okay. Right now I'm chasing the stalkers with the probes and one stalker. Basically, it has to be that many probes so you can surround the stalker in case the stalkers are trying to focus your own stalker. It doesn't matter that you're mining, it doesn't matter that you lose all the probes. What is important that immediately as you saw the first units, you place a Twilight Cancel. And right now you can see with the gas heavy mining, you can make a Dark Shrine. Right now there are additional stalkers, so you can either back to your main, or even in this situation I chose to send my own stalker into my opponent's main, because I knew that by the time my opponent reaches my main, I will have photon overcharge ready. Those probes could be dead, it doesn't matter. It only matters that I have minerals and gas for 2 DTs. 1 DT for defense and 1 DT for attack. You know, the opponents microing like crazy, you know, 228 PM doing proxy gate, no problem. He's killing the probes and yeah, he think it's winning, whatever. And the photon overcharge is here. Naturally, he has to back out. 4 stalkers are not enough to take a nexus with photon overcharge. I even make a second gate, so I can walk 2 DTs at the same time. And I'm sending a probe to make a proxy pylon. What I didn't know in this game is that when I backed out my probes, I should have sent 1 probe right away to make a proxy pylon, because this is a little bit too late. But you can see I'm already killing some probes with a stalker, which was also a good choice. Right now Rage Weaver doesn't have any resources basically to build anything than few stalkers. Photon overcharge is down, doesn't really matter. I warp 1 DT here, and I will warp 1 DT here a little bit later. Even the stalker has done this. GG. This was a little bit sloppy, so let me show you one more replay where the execution is a little bit more clean. The same map, same positions, and the same build. You can speed things up a little bit. This time my opponent chose a little bit weird position. This is, in my opinion, too far away. But I imagine that it can still work pretty well against the opening of, you know, 0 zealots, 1 gate and 1 stalker. It still can work, because easily 3 stalkers beats 1 stalker, and then he can start kiting probes, and that's it. So naturally I won't scout any of this, because I again checked only my natural, and I didn't send the probe to his main. The build is quite standard. Gas mining 3 and 3, no unit, just cybercore, and waiting for 200 gas to make warp gate tech, stalker and mothership core. You can see that this is a little bit different, because this Protoss has made Zealot first, so I'm not sure if this is a little bit stronger or what, but this is just the way it is. Also, I think I make Twilight Cancel a little bit later in this game, because right now you have to know what is going on. Zealot is here, and the proxy pylon is here. If the proxy pylon is here, and if it's already after 4th minute, you know that this is not only proxy zealots, and you also know this is not gate in his main. This has to be Stalker Rush with one zealot first. So in this moment, what you gonna do? You have the resources for Twilight Cancel. If you don't have the Mothership Core, you have to chrono boost it right now. You can see there it is, Twilight Cancel. This is after, this is as a reaction to what I'm seeing. It's not blind counter or something. It's not premature Twilight Cancel. It's just a reaction for this build. Mothership Core should take a little bit of damage because my sword is slower. Right now we can get to some, shenanigans like shoot there, whatever I can shoot. I will lose the pylon, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because I don't need to make anything from my gateway, and pylon is quite cheap. Losing a pylon is much cheaper than losing a stalker. Of course, what I didn't realize that it unpowers my warp gate tech, but that's okay. I make another pylon, and now is the time where I send a bunch of probes. I don't know how many exactly, let's say 8 to 10. You just attack move with these probes, you don't need to micro anything, it's quite easy. The only thing you need to do is not attack the pylon with the probes, that is good. You're doing some damage, that's okay. You will change the stalkers almost as to the middle of the map. You will lose some probes, that's quite alright. Then you send the surviving probes back to mining, and you send one probe to your opponent's main to make a proxy pylon. I even killed one stalker. My stalker will survive. Of course it's almost useless because it has 6 hit points. Additional stalkers are here, and they are going to my main. At this point I have photon overcharge. Now if you don't make fast Mothership Core, and if you only chrono boost Mothership Core after you see a first zealot of your opponent, I guess you won't have 100 mana at this time. But I imagine you have like 85 to 90, so you have to earn some more time. You can sacrifice your stalker, you don't need it, and you can lose some additional probes, or you can pull them back and just earn time. And I think it's okay to lose, I don't know, even 5 probes, lose some mining time, doesn't matter. Just wait for the photon overcharge, use it, and you're safe. Little bit unpleasant is that he unpowers my warp gate. I don't know. So that means he will slow down my GT rush, because Darkshine will be ready before the warp gate tech is ready. So the execution is not perfect, and I think it's a good thing to show you the unclean and unperfect execution, so you know that it's very easy to counter this build. Right now the photon overcharge is over, and basically the only thing you need is to warp DTs. You can lose Mothership Core, you can lose your stalker, you can lose half of your probes, it doesn't matter. The proxy pylon is ready, and obviously with one gas and with proxying units he can't have any minerals or gas to make a detection. There's just no resources, no time to make a detection, even if he knew that the Dark Shrine is almost ready. Very simple. 1 DP at home, 1 DP at your opponent's lane. And there is no chance for you to lose with this build. Thank you for watching and see you.